You're more powerful than you think you are, and you're more capable than you think you are. You can make it through hard things. Having a growth mindset and learning to accept failures is just part of the process. Using them as stepping stones and maybe not necessarily seeing them as setbacks, but just as part of the bigger plan and the bigger scheme of what's going on.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Steve, what are you saying to yourself at this point when you do these big ones to keep yourself going? I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
And you're in the uncomfortable zone.
I'm telling myself I'm going as hard as I can. Like, if I go harder, like what I'm gonna blow up.
Yeah. Have you blown up in races?
I've not. I haven't. So.
Oh, you don't know where the end is. Then.
I don't know. That's the other thing too. Is going back to like being a little bit self-conscious. Like, do I push myself super hard and fail?
It's not fun.
And fail. Because like here's the thing: is like up until this point, this is my second podium this year, right? But I had never had a podium before this overall in a race ever. And I never had a podium in a triathlon ever, right? Mm-hmm. So like, do you push yourself for second or do you hold on to third? You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, and
I'm not saying you did it wrong.
No, well, but it depends on who you are.
But I'm the guy that goes out. I go out probably too hard, and I just want to see how long I can hold it.
Right.
And if I can make it the race, I make it the race.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I should have held back.
Right. Yeah. In a way, I'm almost a little bit more conservative because of that.
It's terrible because it's so hard when you blow up.
Yeah. Well, and to me too, it's like I was ecstatic that I was in the top 3. Mm-hmm. That and kind of going back to that.
If I was there, dude, I would.
I was freaking stoked.
I would blow myself up so bad.
Just to hold on to second.
Or to go for first.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know. Anyway, so
things went through my head there. I don't know what I would do. But
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So just locking into like, hey, this is like you're still in this race, and like you still got third, and like just keep on going. And I was in disbelief a little bit when I crossed the line in third. Truthfully, and that kind of comes back to the imposter syndrome. It's like, do I even deserve to be in third and that sort of thing? But like, that's where, I feel like, coming in and executing the race the best that I can, I'm just thankful that God gave me the opportunity to do that, you know what I mean? To reward me for all that work that I put in. And I think it comes down to not just like, hey, I specifically trained, however many months for this race, but all the years of training that build into this type of thing. Because like, it's not that I just started training for this yesterday type of thing. It started, 5 years ago in 2020 type of thing, and just building up until this point. So
I looked up your times. You were 10 minutes faster from last year.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Where do you think you grew the most this last year?
I think both in the swim and the run, truthfully. I think I gained the most time in both, really. I got a coach this year too, just for triathlon in general. So that I think has helped tremendously.
Okay.
I think has helped tremendously. And I was always one of those people where like you hear about, hey, having a coach for triathlon, like that's going to be where you get your biggest performance gains. And I'm like, like I'm too cheap for that type of thing, blah, blah, blah. But no, it really pays off having a coach specifically designing a plan for you and kind of working with your schedule and that sort of thing. Cause like for years I've done just kind of the standard, cookie cutter plans type of thing. And there's a huge difference when you get a coach. And he's a fast triathlete. And so I'm very fortunate for that. But yeah, I think both in the swim and the run, I think.
How about mentally? You feel like you're better off?
I think, that's a hard question to answer. I think I'm in a similar place. I think physically my health is better, truthfully. not to divert away from the question too much, but I think what I had been doing a lot up until last year was I was not sleeping enough. I was not recovering enough, and I was training a lot, but I wasn't absorbing it. So I think being willing to, because like for a long time, and I've been trying to kind of muscle through like, hey, I got to get up early and do my training in the morning type of thing, and always doing my training in the morning because I got 2 young kids and I have a wife, and so trying to fit all that in. Whereas this year, and really since my daughter was born, and because she's 2 now, but this year focusing on being like okay with, hey, I slept in this morning, that's okay. Like getting the training in the evening, or taking a lunch break and doing a swim during lunch type of thing. And maybe I don't get like the exact distance that I'm going to get, but I got the work in. But I also recovered from the night before type of thing. That's another thing where it's like, you hear professionals say, oh, you got to recover. And like, you're like, yeah, that's for you guys. Like, I don't have time to do that. No, it's actually really important. It's really, really important. So
there's a book called Happy Runner, or Run Happy, by David and Megan Roach.
Okay.
And they talk a lot about that. Enjoying what you're doing. Not being so stuck to the rigid schedule.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay if you miss a workout.
But in my personality type is like, I'm very much like, I like when I have, because in a way, I almost enjoy the training as much as I enjoy the racing.
Yeah.
And so having the plan and sticking to it, that makes my brain happy.
If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. Mindsetshop.com.
One of my first apps I used was called Run with Hal. Hal Higdon was a marathoner.
Oh, I think I've heard that. Yeah.
And he gave you a grade every day.
Oh, really?
And it was based on what he told you to do and how you performed.
Oh, interesting.
And you would more or less set it, because you would say, hey, I want to run a marathon in 3 hours, 30 minutes.
Right.
And then it would build the plan based on that. Well, it would give you a grade. Well, me too. Like, I wanted the grade.
Yeah, sure.
And it would even go into, because you would put in the app how you felt.
Okay.
And I learned a lot.
So if
you wrote that it was really hard and it was fatiguing.
Yeah.
Well, he gave you a lower grade.
Right.
Because it should have.
So you probably get mad at your Garmin watch a lot too, then. Because it's
I just ignore it. It's always wrong. It doesn't know.
Yeah, right.
Productive? Like, no. 48 hours off? No.
I got lucky last week. My watch said, oh, you're peaking. I'm like, oh, yeah, nice. Right before the race. This is perfect.
Yeah. I don't think it knows.
But to go back to your question mentally, I think just being okay with letting some of those things slide. And prioritizing, the recovery aspect and that sort of thing. And I think that's really probably where I've grown mentally as far as training is concerned.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Try OKC.
Oh yeah, sure.
So are you vice president?
Yeah, vice president is my position this year. And so we've got a club. It's a small triathlon club. We put on 3 races a year. We put on a duathlon in March called March in Okarchi. It's always just a small duathlon race. And then the last 2 years we've been doing Route 66 in Edmond at Arcadia. And then the last race of the year is in September downtown called Torque. It's a sprint race. And we've been running at Torque as a triathlon for the last 3 years. That's the coolest race I think that we do. It's not the longest race, but the venue's the coolest because the swim is in River Sports. So I don't know if you've been down there a whole lot. So they have the river rapids down there. So there's a feed pool for the rapids portion. So it's just like a big still, water source. So they let us swim in that.
Okay.
So you do your swim in that. So it's kind of like it's a hybrid between a open water swim and like a pool water swim because the water's all treated. So it's really great because like if you're nervous about swimming in open water or untreated water, like that's great for it. Like, I don't know if you saw any of the pictures from last year, but when I was swimming through it, I mean, you could see through the water. Like, you could see me through the water. Usually, like in a lake swim, it's muddy and you can't really see anything. This water, like, you could pretty much see through it, so it's pretty cool. So it's like a 500-yard swim. And then the bike is, 12 miles through downtown. I think we did 3 laps all through downtown. I mean, you go by the Devon Tower, you go by the Paycom Center, over by Scissortail Park. So you kind of hit a lot of the highlights in the downtown area, and then the run is along the river trail.
5K?
What's that? 5K. Yeah, 5K run along the river trail.
So can you do that in an hour?
I'm trying to remember what my time was. I think I was like an hour and like 9 minutes or something last year. The winner was like, I think at an hour or under type of thing.
Wow.
But he's one of my buddies, and that's the other thing too. I think just, when you become friends with and race with people faster, that's always a good way to get faster. But yeah, I don't know if I could do it in an hour, but it gets pretty close. But that's like, your transitions are on point. You swim really fast, all that kind of stuff has to really kind of align up. And a sprint race, that's where like you can really kind of push yourself to like, even if you blow up, like it's not that catastrophic.
Yeah, you blow up on 5K, like.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty short. It's pretty short. So, but yeah, it's super. I would encourage anybody who's interested in triathlon. That's the race that I would do, just because of the venue and if you were, I think everybody's biggest question is like, what's the scariest event to do? And the swim is probably the scariest / mentally hardest. And I think that swim is really good because it's almost like a pool, but not quite a pool. So anybody who's like,
so it's a good introduction.
It's a great introduction race. It's like a great
Safe,
first race.
Laps, all that.
It's perfect. It's perfect. There are some like concrete barriers in the water that you have to be cognizant of, but we're usually pretty good about like, hey, watch where you are here, be safe, stay to the right in this portion of the swim, and you'll be fine type of thing. So yeah, but we put on 3 races a year. We got a board of directors. So we're really trying to continue to bring up the local triathlon scene, because it seems more and more that the local triathlons and smaller triathlon races are not being as supported as well, just because Ironman is like the big gorilla in the room as far as the races are concerned. But I feel like the local triathlon races, that's where like you really get everything, you get started. I feel like a lot of people feel the pressure to do a half Ironman or do a full distance Ironman as their first triathlon. Like I personally think that's a bad idea. It's a way to get yourself hurt, and it's a way to get yourself hurt, and it's a way to burn yourself out on the sport. I think if you wanted to go at this as like something that you wanted to do for your lifetime, like start small and then grow big type of thing.
How many hours a week you train?
Depending on the race and the time, like how long, how far out I am and that sort of thing. Usually at the peak.
Is it an hour a day?
Usually about an hour a day, but like at the peak, like I did a half distance not that long ago. It's like 14 to 16 hours a week type of thing is what I get up to. That's usually what my body can handle and what I have time for. It's like 16 hours a week is like, that's where you start to push it a little bit. But usually, like most times of the year, I'm somewhere in the realm of like 7, 8 to 10 usually.
That'd be how ultra training would be for me.
Right. Yeah.
As it peaks, you might be 10, 12 at the peak. Right.
And I think that, also having a healthy perspective too, as far as like, you look at professional triathletes, Stravas and that sort of thing, and they're training 30, 35 hours a week, but that's what they do for their living type of thing. Like I'm not going to, even 20 hours a week is a lot. I think it's understanding for me too, is like, I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing this for fun. You know what I mean? So
talk to me about real estate.
Okay.
So you're in the franchise, We've Ugly Houses.
Yeah.
You've done that for 4 years?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. So, after, to kind of back up to my story, so after I worked as an aircraft mechanic for 8 years, I really kind of came to the realization when my son was born initially that, like, I was going to have to do something different. I kind of had that and he was my son's 5 now, but he was my first kid. So you kind of come to the realization, like, what are your priorities in life when you have a kid? And so I started thinking, especially during the pandemic, I started thinking about what did I want to do with my life long term? And I wasn't super happy with what I was doing at the time, but I didn't really realize it or have to face it.
You're just stuck in the rat race.
And I had the sunk cost. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, I put all this time into this thing, and I gotta try and make this work.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And so we were hiring babysitters, because my wife went back to flying, and we were hiring babysitters, and both of our schedules were all over the place, and it was just not working. It just wasn't working. When we had my daughter, it's like, okay, we need to do something different here, because this isn't working for me. And so talking about kind of before, I had thought about real estate and rental properties and that sort of thing as an investment opportunity. Even just as a mechanic type of thing, I was thinking about doing rental properties and looking on bigger pockets and that sort of thing. And then my father-in-law, he presented me with an opportunity to work with him in real estate. And he's like, you're going to start out on the bottom. You're going to be completely green type of thing. And I'm like, this is scary, but all right, let's go. So I took a short break, just a short break between my last job and then starting in real estate, just to give myself a minute to decompress, because I don't think I realized how much anxiety I was carrying with me. And then I started in real estate, and I was changing locks and throwing away old couches and going through old houses, and I got doing eviction notices, all the dirty stuff type of thing. It's like, hey, here's what you're going to walk into type of thing. And I actually enjoyed it, funny enough. I think it fit my personality style a lot, doing stuff that people don't really like to do and solving problems. And so, yeah, just kind of starting there. And then he's been mentoring me through the whole process. And so, in January, I took over the We Buy Elite Houses franchise. And we've been doing pretty good ever since. And I'm excited to be able to continue to grow the business and help people and just continue to do real estate in Oklahoma City. Right now I'm not gonna be able to buy rentals right away, but that's a long-term goal, and kind of use real estate as kind of the vehicle to buy rentals and that sort of thing. So
have you noticed any ways that your training has carried over to real estate business?
Oh, 100%. I think that endurance sports is very prevalent to real estate. Mm-hmm. I think, and I had thought about this ahead of our conversation too, that real estate is most of the time, and Rich has told me this multiple times, it's a get rich slow game. Mm-hmm. A lot.
It takes patience.
It takes a lot of time. And so in a lot of ways, endurance sports is very much the same way. Yeah. It's you want to get
persistence too.
Right. Persistence. And do you want to get faster? It takes time. It doesn't happen in 3 months. It takes consistent effort. It takes consistent time of putting in the effort, putting in the work, and being okay with making mistakes and failures along the way, as long as you can learn from them and grow from there type of thing. Yeah. Just understanding that it's going to happen type of thing.
Yeah.
Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link.
With fitness, and I think with real estate, time is your friend.
Yeah,
If you can
that's
stay
right.
healthy.
That's right.
So in real estate, you stay healthy with cash flow.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I would probably say in endurance sports, you stay healthy with weight training probably. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not just pounding the pedals.
Right. Well, and
you got to eat right, and you got to
knowing when to
be strong.
when to pull back a little bit,
Yeah.
and when to push forward. Because, like, you know, talking about, like you asked like how much am I training, like knowing there's times in the year or times in training where you're doing more, and then taking the specific times to do less type of thing. Like, I'm kind of going into a phase right now of the year where I'm going to do a little bit less, because I think it's good to have a mental reset, and I think it's good to have a physical reset too, where you're not on a specific plan, but like I love training, and so like having the activity is really it's life-giving.
Yeah.
But not being like set on, hey, I've got to do this specific workout today type of thing. It kind of giving myself a little bit of freedom and just going through that ebb and flow of the year type of thing, so that I'm not just constantly on a plan to stress myself out, you know.
What have you learned through real estate? What's a tough situation that you've had to work through?
Oh man, there's so many tough situations. I think that, probably most people who are in kind of the investment real estate space is being willing to go to the places where people are not necessarily interested in going type of thing, and like being that outlier as far as like, hey, like, what do most real estate investors say? When it smells like cats in the house, like that's the smell of money, right? You know, or the worst.
Sometimes I see pictures and I say, "Oh, I can smell that house."
Right. Or I think the worst situation I've had to deal with. This was kind of still within the first year that I was in real estate. Was old rent house that we were going to be selling, but the tenant moved out and there was bugs in the house, right? So open the door and
Cockroaches, fleas,
all of it. The floor was moving.
Yeah.
The floor's moving. It's so bad.
Like waves.
And I didn't realize, like, I've never been into a house with fleas before, mind you. So this is the worst experience, I think. Floor's moving, and so I walk in and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to take pictures on the inside of the house." Like, all right, okay, I can do that. Like, and I just okay, I'm going through taking pictures, and then all of a sudden I start feeling my legs starting to itch. I'm like, what is that? And I pull my pants up, and I have a black line on my sock and my ankle, fleas all over my legs. I run outside and strip down to my underwear in the driveway, broad daylight.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't care at that point. I'm pulling the fleas off of me. I was freaked out.
Don't you dare get in your truck.
I literally got everything off of me as much as I could, threw it in the bed of my truck, and then I called my wife and I said, "I'm coming home. I got to take a hot shower right now because like I just walked into a house with fleas." And she's like, "Okay." And I called Rich, my business partner, and I'm like, "Hey, I just got attacked by fleas. So this was later in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm gonna go home, take a shower. I'm probably just gonna take the rest of the day off."
Yeah.
Like and we threw my clothes into a hot washing machine and all that. And that was not the first time I ran into fleas, but that wasn't the last time I ran into fleas, but that was the first time.
You didn't know any better.
Oh my gosh. So now I carry a thing of bug spray in my car, and I have those little plastic booties you put over, and like if I have a suspicion, like if I smell animals in there, I'm like, the other thing I think too, I don't know if I've been prone to get mosquito bites a lot. I've been prone to get like ant bites. So I don't know if like bugs are just attracted to me or something like that, but I've gotten flea bites, and sometimes the houses like where you wouldn't think you would get them type of thing. I'm just unlucky, I guess.
How does that translate over to endurance sports as well? Like, you never know the situation you're going to get in, but you still got to...
Yeah, maybe, in a way.
Rise up and intervene.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know type of thing, where it's like, you think you know, but you don't.
Have you ever had a perfect race?
I mean, Route 66 is about as close as I've ever gotten to it.
Because a lot of times, there's always something, right?
I think there's always going to be one or two things that you could critique. I mean, Route 66 was probably as close as I've ever gotten.
Because even a guy can have a perfect training block.
Right.
And then the day of, you get sick. Or
right.
You get in an argument or
whatever.
You roll your ankle.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's 100% true. Yeah, I think that, you don't know what you don't know. And I think learning by doing always helps type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll never forget that. Let's put it that way. People can tell you, think there might be fleas in that house, but like until you do, I'm bad about, I can get, probably 80% of things right from information exchange, but I feel like 20% of the time it's like, I got to go do the thing.
Yeah. And
I'm so action oriented and based that like I almost inevitably end up learning the hard way anyway type of thing.
Yeah. Talk to me about what's like a daily habit or routine that you have that makes you more intentional.
Spending time with my kids, I think. I try to always have time with them in the morning and, maybe 30 minutes to an hour in the morning. And then at night, I try to always be there for dinner time. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that's really important to me, is having dinner with them. Even if I'm not eating food, that I'm there with them and just kind of having that interaction and that consistency with the kids. I think that's the biggest thing. And having some type of activity to do every day, whether it's just walking outside,
sure,
bike ride, swim, some sort of physical activity, I think gives me a lot of life as far as just feeling good, and I just find the value in staying healthy and that sort of thing. And I try to, I talk to people who do all different kinds of things, whether it's running,
sure,
endurance sports, or even just physical lifting and that sort of thing, because I've done a little bit of all of it. And what I try to just tell people, whether you're 25 or 65, is like, just do something.
Yeah.
Find what you want to
move your body.
Right. Whatever you like, just do it.
Yeah.
I have no judgments. Like, hey, you like to power lift? Like, cool, man. Like, keep on lifting heavy weights. Like, that's cool. If you like running 50 miles or whatever, like, hey, do that. Like, but just move your body, because I think not to your or some of what you've alluded to also is like moving your body also helps your mental health as well. And I tell my wife this all the time too, is like exercise and triathlon training, that's my therapy. Yeah. It's like,
well, it allows you to go process and learn and get a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And once your body gets used to that, then it feeds off that. It wants that. Just like if somebody went for a walk every day.
Yeah, that's right.
It'd be the same. If you could go, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Oh, if I was an interesting youth and kid. I didn't make a lot of bad decisions, but like I was a little bit socially awkward. So, there's certain things where I would want to change certain things, but like at the same time too, like, did I learn a lot from that time frame? But if I could tell myself something when I was 20 years old, like it's gonna work out better than you ever imagined. It's gonna work out better than you ever imagined. Like if I'm trying to think about myself at 20. I don't think I knew that I was gonna live in Oklahoma when I was 20 years old, or even 18-year-old me. Like I would have never imagined living in Oklahoma City, and that I actually love it here. Funny enough, like I love it here. I like it here much better than New Jersey. I don't know if you spent any time in.
I haven't been up over there.
It's great for tour. Like if you went to New York City,
right?
It's very busy, and culture is very different. Very much to yourself. Like not to get too far off topic here, but like the first time I came to visit Oklahoma, the two analogies that or things that happened that really stuck to me the most are, one, you're walking through a shopping mall and you're going to walk through the parking lot and somebody's, driving in their car waiting for you to come up. They wave you past to go through the parking lot. Like in New Jersey, they're trying to run you over type of thing. And then when you're walking into the shopping mall, I had somebody hold the door open for me. Like, that doesn't happen in Jersey.
Really?
They're ignoring you. Like, oh, you're
just like, what?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird for me when it first happened, that kind of hospitality and like just camaraderie with just general people was really attractive to me. So I guess, what I would say to my 20-year-old self, like, it's going to be better than you imagined. And it's also going to be hard too, and it's hard in different ways than you would have pictured.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's got something hard that they're going through, and it's just how you work through it type of thing.
I think that's good. And I think that's really good advice to 20-year-old, because I don't think the 20-year-old realizes life's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have divorces and everything else. Hollywood gives a certain image of what it looks like, and
social media gives you an image of what people perceive life is actually like, and it's not really always true type of thing. It's not always highs, and it's not all the highs and no the lows type of thing. Like it's gonna life undulates, and it's gonna be highs and lows.
Yeah. And
just trying to find the good in all of it.
Yeah. What is a favorite book or maybe a quote that has inspired you?
I've thought. So I know that you're kind of a book guy, and I thought about 3 books that I like, and I would recommend to like young entrepreneurs or and just entrepreneurs in general. 3 books that I like are The Next Conversation with Jefferson Fisher, which I gave you that copy. What was the second book? Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. And the last one is a newer book also, Main Street Millionaire by Cody Sanchez. And that's more like a business type book. So I didn't actually throw out any real estate books.
Oh, that's fine.
Mainly because I like real estate for real estate is the vehicle, but I like just as much the business aspect.
Well, you have to have the business.
Yeah.
And extreme ownership fits for everything.
I listened to Extreme Ownership right around that same time in 2015, and that I think really reinforced the light switch turning on as far as like, hey, I have control over this, and I'm able to do more than I think I can type of thing. Just giving me that level of empowerment. And it's funny how it carries over, because like, I'm in property management, and sometimes I get frustrated with tenants where it's like, you have some control over this, and like, just being frustrated because of things like that, where it's like when you read those types of books, just being like, hey, you can do something about this type of thing. So
my favorite story or chapter in that book is that one on the SEALs team that switches leaders from boat to boat.
Oh, I don't even remember that part of the book.
It's so good. The one team's been losing all day. They have these races.
Oh, that's right.
It's a terrible leader.
Yes.
And the leader, the platoon leader, whatever, says, hey, we're switching. Same teams, but we're switching leaders.
Right.
And the guy that was the worst got all the good people. And I think he got second. But the worst boat got the best leader.
Right.
And it's a powerful story about the importance of leadership.
Yep. Yeah, because I think in that story too, didn't the powerful leader with the worst soldiers, they ended up winning.
They did.
It flip-flopped.
And
right?
It's incredible, because if you won, you got a break. A break. And if you lost, you never got a break.
Right.
So he took these guys that were depleted and frustrated and got them to work together and in sync, and
I forgot about that story.
That's my favorite one in that book.
There you go. Oh, that's great.
Final message. I always like to ask this. If this is your final recording for whatever reason, what do you want the world to know?
I think that you're more powerful than you think you are, and you're more capable than you think you are. I think that you can make it through hard things, and you're having a growth mindset and learning to accept failures is just part of the process.
Yeah.
And using them as stepping stones, and maybe not necessarily seeing them as setbacks, but just as part of the bigger plan and the bigger scheme of what's going on.
Yeah, that you're more capable than you think. I think that really comes to play when you sign up for your first race.
Yeah, right.
And you just realize, dude,
right, the
here's how to follow the plan.
Yeah, the realization of just like, I think, and making promises to the power of making promises to yourself and keeping them type of thing can really give you that fuel to just keep going type of thing.
Steve, how do people follow, learn more about you?
I'm on social media. I'm Steve A. Blake on most platforms, so Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok also, if you do that type of thing. Facebook and Instagram is like kind of where I'm most active. I'm on LinkedIn. If you look me up, you could probably find me, Steve Blake in Oklahoma City. So,
and if you're in the OKC market and you got an ugly house,
yeah, you know where
you'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll try to. I can't buy every house, but I'll try to. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Marty.
I just wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values, and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.